Oh yeah, and one of them has their tongue sticking out,
Yeah.
all the time. It's only when they sleep, it's pretty funny. I just took a video of it last night, actually. So
Oh my gosh. I
Was
love them.
that Miles or one of the dogs?
a little bit of both, yeah. So
Ah.
Hmm.
I think all of the above, it's funny how that runs in the family. I think he
Yes.
taught them
Yeah.
well. Oh,
For those of you who are joining us, um, we've just gone live on Facebook before our actual show starts, and we're so pleased and excited to have Suzette Laqua. I call you Laqua. I've heard other people call you Laqua. What should I call you,
well, it
Suzette?
can be Laqua. I mean, yeah, I was raised just saying Laqua in Alberta, and then my mom said Laqua, which is the proper way of saying it. So, I
Okay.
mean, I mean, I just say as long as we got Laqua, we got which is bizarre because Laqua is exactly, like you were saying, Laqua,
Okay.
Laqua.
But
So.
not lactate. Okay.
No, no,
Because I
definitely.
have it
And
down
then
here.
yeah, and not Laqua. Like I don't know where that because the QU
Laqua.
we were all
Laqua.
brought up saying Laqua. So don't know where that other one came from.
I don't know.
But it
I
would
don't
be
remember how long I've known you, probably 20 years at least. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, I felt so stupid to ask you, how do you pronounce your name? So that's why I've gone there
Oh,
because
that's okay. I mean,
I,
it is an interesting name.
yeah, I assumed hearing the La Croix pronunciation that it's part like Métis or something or whatever because it
Yeah, a
has
lot
that.
of people think it's from Italy too because L apostrophe AQUA, the water.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So Laqua. See?
yeah,
I can
or the
just
bottled
pretend.
water as well.
Well, that's right. See, I can just make up wherever I feel like being from.
And I think you should.
I do. It depends on my mood. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
right. Is it
Depends who I
like
want to be
what?
friends with. It's like, oh, Italy, I'll be friends with you. I'm from Italy. I'm just kidding.
See, that's the secret. That's the whole secret. And the whole dynamic of Suzette is that she's able to wing it. You
That's
know,
right.
she's to go with the flow, if you
That's
will.
right. The day-to-day service, and how to be friendly with everyone I want to be friends with, right? So,
I think there should be a whole book that you write if you haven't already written
oh no, maybe
on
that'll be a
on
good start. Yeah. So hang on. Let me just make that note.
yeah, 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 really. Put it on. I have scores. Well, you can't see because of my green screen stuff,
I know.
but
Where's my? I need one of those. Wait, I just got my outdoors, at my house.
I
Yeah.
thought that was
Pretty.
okay. That's
Yeah, I
interesting.
can
Very
do that. Yeah, that's okay. This is mine. I just put it up for fun today.
good. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
another idea to write down is the book, maybe with cartoons. If you ever do a book, a humorous book, I want to be the illustrator or the cartoonist because that's my background, right? And I think it would be
Okay,
really
cool.
funny.
See? Oh,
It's
we
like
can make some
James
fun
Thurber,
cartoons.
like
See, that
kind
would
of
be good.
James.
Okay, we'll get the ball rolling. So see, we'll just got that. And we've got people that can now get back to you and say, "Where's that book with the cartoons?"
That's right.
Oh, I think I'll do that every week now.
That would be
Hey,
pretty
that would be
funny.
actually really funny if Ian or somebody piped up real funny. If they piped up during this interview, oh, where's that humorous book that Suzette authored? It's like, what? You're not supposed to know.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that
It,
would.
it's a surprise.
Every week. Where's that book? Where's the book?
That would be pretty funny, actually. I mean, that would get the ball rolling. I think, I mean, nothing like starting it. And I again, oh, we could put out like little special editions of what's to come.
Ooh.
See?
And just make them up. Oh,
That's
that's
right.
so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then 20 years from now, here comes the book. Just joking.
Something actually came to fruition. Holy
That's right.
cow.
I think that's only fair.
Oh, and before we actually do the formal show, I need to know because I'm part Austrian. My mom was Austrian and Russian, and my dad was Polish. How do you pronounce the German thing? Is it Die Cereal? How do you
Oh,
say it?
yeah, yeah, that's actually perfect. D Cereal, yeah. Well, you probably said it even better than me. Because yeah,
Okay.
and it's the festival that takes place in Gießen, just north of Frankfurt. So yeah, and I've been there the last few years, and then I was there before COVID as well. And then all the festivals took a break, of course. And So yeah, you said it perfectly, actually.
Oh,
Well done.
good. Okay. Thought I would check. Thought I would check. So I did email you this or instant message you it, but just for my own. Oh, Kevin is coming in too. Just for my own refreshing my mind that never was and still isn't. So I'll intro you from the IMDb thing. Then I am going to ask you a question about, I think I instant messaged you this morning, but just so that you're not thrown off. Hey, Kev, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Yay. Um, because and you remember my wife Susan, I
Hmm.
think, don't you?
Yeah.
So she asked me the other day, she goes, "What is a web fest anyway?" And I thought, really? And also, well, what do they do there and all that sort of thing. And I thought, we're not even we have no questions about that. So right off the top, after your intro and we chat a bit, I'm going to bring that up because I'm sure there are people out there who probably don't know what a web fest is, who probably don't know that there's one-off movies and series and stuff on the internet, which I always say is the future right now.
Right.
And Sue laughed at that. She said, "You've been saying that for 20 years." Yes,
Right.
that's
Right.
true, but I still believe that. I believe
Right.
that's the future. So I want to reiterate that with you near the beginning, and then
Right.
we can look at the vids and or you can introduce each video. I've got the D Serial one, the global interview one, and the Cam Loops one. Cam Loops. Now I always mispronounce, not being
Kamloops.
from here. It's
Yeah.
Cam Loops, Cam
Kamloops.
Loops,
Yeah. Yeah. Just like
Cam
Kamloops.
Loops.
Yeah. In the
No,
interior. Yeah. Yeah.
because Kamloops could be a cereal.
Well, sure, we can make one up. They probably, oh, we could do we can make a cereal, call it Kamloops, and then, bring the interior of BC together. They'd love us forever, you know. I say
Uh,
it could work out really well. They'd probably love that with Canadian flags. Oh, it could be because you know how we're all buying Canadian now. See, we could do a
uh-oh.
Canadian cereal.
And I should remind you, Suzette, that the bulk of our viewers who are actually here in this video audience as well
Hello,
as on
everybody.
Facebook, they're American.
Well, hey, I have
They're
American in
from the
my family.
UK.
Yeah,
I'm
Uh-huh.
just saying.
it's all good.
Yeah, my grandpa was born in Minnesota and then they moved up to Alberta. So
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, everyone on my dad's side is American, the ones that
yeah,
are still alive as well, with New York roots, but some moved to Texas and California and all that.
that's
So,
right.
yeah, I call myself half American. I won't say which half, lower or
Left or
upper.
right half. You could do the left or
Left
right
half, the
half.
right, the top half now. Yeah. No, I love, yeah, we're like, thankfully we're still, I still love all my American, that's just it. I'm happy. I'm still a happy Canadian that loves the Americans.
Yeah.
So
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And we've got people from the UK watching as well,
hello,
US,
Suzette,
everybody.
UK.
you know
We've
what you
got
could tell him when he asks you about the Web Fest? Just when he asks what's a Web Fest, you could say, obviously spiders. Come on. Tarantulas, black
That's
widows,
Australian. Yeah, all the spiders when I lived in Australia.
everywhere. Ask her and
uh,
use go in her room.
I might
Grab
use
and
that,
release.
Cheryl. I might use that. I might say, just for a definition of WebFest, and we know it has nothing to do with Spider-Man, or does it? What is a WebFest? So, yeah, haha, I love it.
Being
I
spider.
love it. So, I'm gonna briefly talk to our Facebook audience who has been with us for a few minutes anyway. I want to welcome you to our pre-show chat. We're also going to have an after-show chat that I hope Suzette will stick around for, even for a few minutes after the
For
show
sure.
proper. And I'm excited that the show is actually going to begin in just a couple of minutes. I want to welcome, there you are. My guest this week is Suzette Laqua. Laqua.
Laqua. I'm easy.
Remember that, folks. She said she's easy. No,
Yeah.
I thought that La Croix might have to do with bottled water or some such, or or Italy, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
you know. So yes, you have a lot to share with us this day. I'm going to look forward to formally meeting you, even though we've known each other on and off more than 20 years, I
Oh, yeah,
suspect.
easily 20, yeah, 20 some
No,
years, 20 plus years.
poor woman, poor woman. I pity anybody, male or female, who's known me that long, on and off. I've probably corrupted them on some level or another.
You've made
So
us happy.
anywho, so I think, oh, look at that. We have about a minute to go. You know what? I think we're gonna get the shoe on the road. And you excited, Cheryl, about this?
Yes.
I know I is. All righty. Let's. You may remember me from my television shows in the 1980s and 90s, and now I host two regularly live streamed virtual magic shows. One is a showcase for some of the greatest magicians in the world, and the other is a talk show featuring some of the most inspiring conjurers of our times. Welcome now to Magical People. And welcome everybody to this edition of Magical People Live. We're so excited and happy to have you all here. A day early, but nonetheless a penny unwise. In any case, we've got our incredible guest this week. It's Suzette Laqua or Laqua. The big question is how to pronounce the name. I mean, we're going to spend the next 30 minutes or more discussing the origins and the pronunciation of your name. I'm just kidding, Suzette, you know that. And I want to welcome my awesome co-host as well, Cheryl.
Hello.
And yeah, we have a slew of questions, but let me first read from the IMDb website because it's very impressive. Suzette Laqua is an executive producer, executive director, writer, speaker, and entrepreneur, renowned within the dynamic realm of the TV and film industry. With a wealth of expertise and a proven track record of success, she brings unparalleled insight and innovation to every project she undertakes. As the former founder and executive director of Vancouver WebFest, recognized as Canada's premier international WebFest and conference, Suzette was fully committed in shaping the global landscape of digital storytelling. Her visionary leadership positioned the festival at the forefront of the industry, garnering acclaim for its innovative contributions. And that's from the IMDb biography. I think we've said it all, Suzette and Cheryl. I think we've done our job. We'll see you all
Well,
next week.
see, there we go. Well, thank you for that. I'm glad I didn't have to like say it and memorize it and think, oh my God, what if I don't say it all?
Uh, that's what cue sheets and cue cards and the
I love that.
teleprompter is for. Believe me, sometimes I've had to have my own name written on a cue card. I like to call it a dummy card in the corner. It's like, hi, yes, Dr. Michael Likey. So tell me, and I am curious about this. Somebody brought up to me the other day because she didn't know really what a web fest is. She wasn't aware that there's one-off movies, there's series, there's all kinds of incredible productions available on the web, hence the name Webfest eventually. And personally, I believe that that sort of thing is the future right now. I've been saying that for more than 20 years. I'm reminded, but I really, really believe that's a great alternative to television. It's a great alternative potentially for movies. Not that that whole experience isn't amazing. You go into a movie theater and you've got the sound and all that. But I truly believe that within reach of everybody, over I'll jokingly say the interwebs, nothing to do with Spider-Man, the the interwebs, that we can access great storytelling, educational programming, entertainment. So let's elaborate a little bit, Suzette. I know she's thinking to herself, what's he getting at? A definition a little bit of WebFest, and we'll talk about YouTube and other places to
Yeah.
find stuff as well.
Right. Well, basically, I mean, a web fest, it's like a film festival. So, but with the web series, so it's still a festival that, people are invited to, they can, do that. But so the web word, so because it becomes like it's the web series, and that's where they picked it up. And it's essentially a storytelling format made up of multiple episodes. So much like traditional TV shows, but it's created specifically for online platforms. And so um, the you'll often find them on YouTube, Vimeo, or even the creator's own website. And so that's what people are starting to do. And I mean, YouTube's obviously the more, the popular one, but people do their own websites. It's also flexible. An accessible way for creators to share their own stories directly with a global audience. So when you were to try to get it on, say with a network, say in Canada or in the States, they were very specific about like if you wanted to do a certain type of show, they're like, no, 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 that's not going to work. Or they were very strict, or they had to cut out certain things. Whereas if you did your own web series, you were like wide open to do what you wanted and how you wanted, and your own stories. And whether it was comedies or horrors or dramas or whatever, you could write your own story. Then they could be 3 minutes long to 20 minutes. 20 minutes is usually the max for a web series, to get it in as a web series in the different festivals, that sort of thing. But so for instance, if you do a web series versus theatrical or television release, the web series is made again for the internet, so it's more flexible in length and style. So what that is it's often independently made and can also be it can be short form or long. So there's still that when you submit it into the different web festivals, but they're also being submitted into film festivals as well now. So film festivals are accepting them, whereas before it was just the web fest like that I had here in Vancouver. But now like film festivals are accepting them, like Seattle Film Fest and others throughout the United States, Europe, and even like, well, I think VIF is accepting them as well. So you can make them, again, it's independent. You can make them short or long depending on the story. You also, unlike the films that are made for theaters or shows for TV, they're very strict in the format and they're bigger budgets. So web series, they let creators experiment and they connect directly with their audiences. So that's where the web series have always, and that's why they're consistent. And when we were at Vancouver Web Fest, we had 29 countries submit to our festival. And so we opened the doors for the countries. And another thing is a lot of them would show up in Vancouver and they would meet, and that would open, like they would become friends and they stay in touch like all these years. So that was what was super nice about the international festival, is how many people would meet and they would continue to work together after the festivals and on to continuing, whether they started a new web series or continued with the one that they had. So that was
Excellent.
that was just a quickie on what the web series compared to like films and or TV shows.
Very good. And as far as I know, and hopefully you'll agree with me on this, it was a first for Canada. And you
Yeah, we were the
started it
first
right
web
here,
fest in
right?
2014. We were the first web fest in Canada. Then TO in Toronto opened up a web fest, and we had temporarily shut Vancouver Web Fest down in 2019, and it's actually restarting again. It's started to accept submissions, and it'll start in 20 at the end of the year. So
Excellent. I want to share with everybody out there a video, short video. We've got several. And hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. It's from Germany. You were there a couple of years ago.
well, I was there just
D
last year and the year before. So and then yeah.
D Cereal. I'm
That's
gonna,
correct.
with a combination of my
Well, deep
Frenchness.
cereal, and then and it's in Gießen, just north of Frankfurt.
Excellent. Okay. So we're going to check this out and chat about it after.
I'm actually also very excited because you were part of the jury, and I can imagine that the selection was quite hot this year, was it? Yeah. How was it for you choosing all of the categories?
Well, yeah, I mean, I already knew that what we'd seen, like previously, like back in Vancouver, you know, I'd been watching this, like all the series, and they were incredible, absolutely incredible. And then when we ended up meeting with the other juries, you know, 3:30 yesterday afternoon, we went till approximately 10:15 last night, because it was so intense, because again, it was incredible series. So you can imagine how hard it was to decide. So, I mean, again, everybody was absolutely amazing. Everybody deserved to win. But, you know, again, so we made our decisions. But again, as much as I can tell you, and everyone absolutely deserves to win, and no matter what, you know, it's going to be an amazing night tonight. So, like, again, our heart goes out to everybody and the hard work that they do, and no matter what, they all deserve to move forward. So, like I said, it's been an amazing last few days meeting everybody, and like it's going to onwards and upwards, you know, so I can't wait.
And there we go. So, what was your role specifically? Because I know you're often judging or on a jury, or you head them up. But with that German one, the last couple of years, what was your involvement with it?
Well, what I do is I'm also a speaker or on a panel, and we bring in what we can offer in Canada for the web series creators. So, like what Canada will offer the creators to work with other Canadian creators. So if they can work together, we can actually do web series in Canada for the creators to work, whether to build their web series, so they can continue to film like overseas and in Canada, because we have with the different companies that work throughout, like Vancouver all the way to, well, it doesn't matter what province, they can work together. So I'll be on a panel there or as a speaker just to tell them about what Canada has to offer. So that's why they actually fly me over there, and then I'll be a judge. And again, it's about opening the door to how the two countries can communicate and, you know, and work together, which is super important for the creators of the web series community. So
Absolutely. So you're an envoy of sorts as well, huh?
Yeah, it's how we can continue to stay together, you know?
Excellent. Let's take a quick look as well. It's one of my favorite videos, perhaps because it's global television. And we'll chat briefly about your appearance. It was to promote something, and we'll elaborate as well on that. Let's check it out.
That's a bummer.
There you go. That was an expert from the Wizards of Oz. That's one of the works featured at the Vancouver Web Fest, an event dedicated to web series, which takes place this weekend. And joining us now to talk more about it is Suzette Laqua, the executive director and founder of Vancouver Web Fest, and it's fourth year now, I understand.
Yeah, we're going into our fourth year. Yeah.
Fourth year. So what is it for anyone who hasn't heard of it?
Well, basically, what it is we've got web series that come in from around the world, and it's the creators that take their ideas, and we're talking people that have been in the business forever, and they make their shows, and they have no rules and regulations to follow. They can do a 2-minute episode, they can do up to a 20-minute episode, and it's just shown online. It's like just literally a web series.
Forget about pushing boundaries. It sounds like there are no boundaries, and I guess if you're a creator or a filmmaker, I mean, anything goes, and,
Yeah.
and it's an exciting time to you
Yeah.
know, to be a filmmaker.
Oh, you know what, and they can, you know, put all their expressions into what they want and show it, and the support they get from the community because they're working with, I mean, people. I mean, these are people that come from, like, no one shows on TV. Like, we had some submissions from, you know, people that have worked on Grey's Anatomy, like, but they're the directors of these web series. Jane Lynch, for instance, is in one of the web series that has been submitted and official selection. So again, it's just the creativity that they can put in without any restrictions.
All right, Jane Lynch, that's dropping the soap. So this, the interesting thing about what we just saw, the Wizards of Oz, and the rest of them, is that this is not somebody in their bedroom with a web camera.
No,
This is high
no.
production, high value, quality,
Absolutely.
professional stuff, right?
Well, and that was the biggest misconception even a few years ago. And I mean, going back when I even thought about doing the web series, is that, yeah, it was some college students with their iPhone and, you know, and then they put it online and that was your web series. And I was like, okay, no, that's okay, I'm good. You know, but in fact, it is just the creator's way of, you know, showing what they can do.
Yeah, let's have a look at that quickly, dropping the soap.
Don't say that. Not when I can save it.
Guys, hold up.
I almost had a real tear.
The network just hired Olivia Vanderstein.
Is that bad?
I'm Olivia Vanderstein, and I've been asked by the network to replace the executive producer for Collided Lives.
It's a dark time for everyone at Sunview River Falls.
You're having people voted off the show?
Welcome back. How was your nap? You, gone.
So some familiar faces there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people that a lot of people are quite frankly familiar with.
How do you decide what you want to have partaking in WebFest? Because there's got to be so many submissions.
Yeah.
And as you said, look at the familiar faces that you see,
Yeah.
and this is high quality stuff.
Well, we had, this year, we've been quoted on the Huffington Post, as well as that we're the Sundance of WebFest, because we get submissions from studios from around the world, as well as independents, and they go up against each other. We have screeners that come in, 25 screeners that go through all the web series, because we had hundreds from around the world. We had 27 countries submit this year. And what happens is, after the screeners have gone through and they've picked the official selections, we had 40 judges from 13 countries judging. And that way, too, and when they're judging, the credits are taken off, so they don't know who's who and where they're coming from. So they don't know if they're judging a studio, and they don't know if they're judging an independent. So other than maybe somebody recognizing Jane Lynch, for instance,
Right.
They don't get to see kind of, and that way there's no, and in fact, Dropping the Soap is independent. It's not a studio submission, just for an example.
And it looks like a studio submission because it's so well done.
That's right, and one of the other actresses on there, she comes from Grey's Anatomy,
Right.
the girl with the brown hair, so.
Sundance, those festivals, they're known for the swag bags. You have the big swag bags
Well-
for Vancouver stuff?
Well, funny that you say that. We have had the swag bag, but today, just today we decided, or not today, but we decided that we're going to have a swag table.
Oh.
So we decided, because, you know, you take the swag bag home and you look through it and you junk, okay, keep, throw away.
I don't know, actually.
Well, well, let me
We're
tell
not
you.
fortunate enough to walk that red carpet now. Suzette, are there challenges, though, with WebFest in terms of what you can show, or because you are pushing the boundaries in terms of maybe music that you use, or I mean, because us as
Right.
we as broadcasters have to find guidelines, but
There's-
as we all know
yeah.
with the internet, there's very little guidelines out there.
Okay. Well, I mean, there is the guidelines, like I said, without, I mean, you know, we on our, you know, submission guidelines, you know, and they have to sign and everything, is that they haven't used the music without the rights to it. So we do have that in there, but we have said, like, because we have a legal team too, Altman and Company, and they help us write these things so that we're not responsible. So if they are stealing the music, we're, you know, that kind of thing. But for the most part, a lot of people are learning not to do it. So.
Yeah, and it's not just, you pointed out the well-known stars. There's a Vancouver group, Fools for Hire is their offer. Can we take a look at that?
Yeah, absolutely. Please.
Fools for hire.
We're just actors trying to make a living.
No more b****.
That's a dinosaur had a machine gun.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, or is it a dragon?
And, you know, that's just normal in Vancouver, right?
Well, absolutely. I was going to say, it's definitely a Vancouver production.
But yeah, these guys, again, they've been around for years. They're comedians, like that's their jobs, the character guys. And that's what they do for fun. In fact, Mike Cavers is our, you know, MC for the award ceremony this year. So, and again, it's brilliant because just the way they throw the comedy in and who they involve a lot of people locally as well.
All right, and quickly, we're just about out of time here. If somebody wants to go, when is it? Where is it?
So it's this coming Friday, so March 17th to 19th, and then it's at Granville Island, Performance Works. You can go to vancouverwebfest.com for more information.
Bigger and better every year.
Oh, huge, yeah. The people that we have coming in. Just for Laughs is coming in, world premiere.
Just for Laughs.
Just for Laughs is world premiere on Sunday night.
There we go. Very cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
Good luck and have
Thank
fun.
you.
But it looks like you're already having lots of fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate
It's
it.
our pleasure. All right. Thanks, Suzette.
Okay, and we'll see you there.
Yeah. Thanks for. Yeah, I'll be there. Thanks for watching.
And there we go. That's wonderful. One of the things I love about sharing these clips with everybody, it makes our job a little bit easier. Everything in that last video was pretty well self-explanatory, but I do have a question, kind of an offshoot question. When that WebFest and hopefully another Vancouver one will happen, as you were saying earlier, is it just at one venue or is it multiple venues which show different things? For example, is the judging at one venue and the showing of
Oh no,
the
that time we were taking place down at Granville Island. So it was the whole, like the weekend would always stay at the same venue the whole weekend. It just made it easier for everybody to attend the screenings and anything taking place on the stage, and then for the awards and everything. It made it just best for everybody.
It is way easier that way. I don't care for some comedy festivals I've been to in the past, which are all over a city. And that's all well and fine because if you're not from that particular city, you get to see the various parts of the city and the venues. But then you got to travel around and hop on your bike or go on public transit if you're not living in that particular city. So I love the fact that the Vancouver WebFest is basically based in one venue in one area. It makes things a lot more convenient for everybody. I'd like to share with everybody, and I've been through Kamloops a number of times, especially when I came here for the first time to Vancouver. It's to do with the I call it the Kamloops interview. So let's check this out because I think it's rather cool.
Oh,
And it kind of, well, it's interesting. They're characters.
and this one was just a couple weeks ago.
Excellent.
Oh,
This is Suzette.
Suzette, Laqua. Wow, Suzette, you're so fancy.
I know, right?
Vancouver's WebFest.
Well, right? The party starts.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Oh,
Did you travel all the way from Vancouver?
where's Vancouver? No, I'm just
I don't know. I don't know where you
Did that
came.
long a trip?
well, no, it's actually pretty quick. Am I allowed to speed? Shh, don't tell anybody. It's like, yeah, it was 3.5 hours. It was beautiful. Oh, the weather.
Hey, it's supposed to be 4 hours.
Oh, okay, so it's 4 hours.
It felt like 3.5 though. It was so great.
It felt like 3 hours and 20 minutes. You know, okay, don't tell my car that.
The roads are
you
good,
know.
it's fine.
It was the Highlander. It drove its own. You know, when you can put that button and it just drives.
Oh, amazing.
Right? And I don't have to even push the gas.
You can take a nap.
Shh, those are Teslas, aren't they?
Oh, oops.
Okay. Oops. The Highlander, you're not supposed to do that.
Right.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay. Don't tell anybody. It's our little secret.
Yeah, for sure.
But oh, what a beautiful drive. I mean, blue skies. It was amazing. So no, and I used to come to Kamloops all the time. Haven't been in a few years. A friend of mine lived here. Like she moved away. So now I need another excuse. So this is my new excuse to come.
The festival.
Absolutely. I mean,
What's your friend's name?
Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. Oh, I know Barbara.
Yeah,
Barbara from Kamloops?
Absolutely.
Totally.
And now
Hi.
she's back- And now she's back in Vancouver. Hi, Barbara.
Oh, I
Barbara
know
from
her.
Kamloops, but now in Vancouver.
So now we'll go back to Vancouver. So yeah, no, it's amazing. So now I've got another reason to come.
What is that?
Festival.
The festival.
Did you miss
This,
that?
this festival. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
new, yeah.
And it's a great festival.
Kamloops.
Is this your
Festival.
first time?
This is my first time.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I am very honored to be here. This is like the absolute best festival. See?
I think so.
No, absolutely.
Festival?
Festival.
It's the
No,
festival of festival.
The festival. I didn't say festival, but I'm going to say festival. But no, I was actually talking to Alan Harmon the other day, and he's been to this festival, and he used to be the top of Directors Guild.
Oh, wow.
And he actually said this is one of his favorite festivals. So now,
It's a good
Yeah,
one.
right.
this is the top of my, no, swear to God. So yes, and I just talked to him yesterday. So and I told him I was coming out here, and he literally said it was one of the best festivals.
Aw.
So, yep. So now it's going to be on my bucket list to keep coming back.
Must be the
Please
red
do.
carpet
Yeah,
itself.
please do.
Yeah, see, we're all on the red carpet.
We are.
And you kind of match.
I'm a little bit off color,
Well, you're
but
allowed to be off color.
Isn't he soft?
He is soft.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to pet him?
absolutely, please do.
You don't have to ask me, you have to ask him.
Oh, well, no.
I can't
Fair
ask
enough.
him.
Ask anybody.
Well, he said please do. So.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's the Vancouver in me, right?
There you go.
Actually, it's the Alberta in me because we're friendly in Alberta. It's after I escaped 25 years ago. You know, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I'm going to bite my tongue over Alberta comments.
It's like, shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, I'm not from Alberta. Shh, don't tell anybody. I escaped years ago, you know.
So you've got a history in sort of like web stuff, yes?
Yes. I used to have Vancouver Web Fest, and I'm still now on the board of directors for Web Series Canada. And I travel. I've gone to Germany, down to Florida, California, and I do a lot of speaking now, and I'm a judge for a lot of the different festivals around the world. So it's still in my heart. Like, I truly believe in what Web Series is all about, and the fact that the creators, and they're not just out of school creators. Like, these creators have been in the industry for years because they're following their dreams, and I think that is super important for people to continue to go out there and do what they want to do. And that's what Web Series is all about. And I think people get confused because they think it's students. And nothing against students, by the way, just so you know, nothing. But what it is it's people just going after what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and it's super important. And that's what we want to hopefully share with anybody who's attending tomorrow. So come on, you know, and just explain to them what they can do with it and where they can go with it, and to keep on keeping on. So that's, you know, what I've always believed in as well. So, and again, just what I've done and where I'm going with it, and that's what we want to continue to follow up with, you know. So, and hopefully helping everybody tomorrow and continuing on with it at other festivals or other talks that we do. Because actually with Creative BC, what we do twice a year as well is we have online, or actually in-person things going on in Vancouver where we have talks twice a year that people can attend. And we talk about all different things with Web Series, part of Web Series Canada, so which is super important.
What made you want to get into this type of work?
Well, actually, 10 years ago, I went down to LA Web Fest with a Web Series, and I was, you know, just with everything that went on with LA Web Fest, there was nothing in Canada, and so I had started with the Web Series. I went down there, and it was sort of like, it was inspirational, and it was something that I thought we could share in Canada and help other creators follow their dreams. And so we continued on with it. And the amount of people that we had as speakers, panels, that sort of thing in Vancouver, people just and we had people from all the countries around the world. We had South Africa show up at our festival. There was people from Europe, South America, South Africa.
Good job.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
No, and it's been amazing. And like I said, I want to continue that wherever we can bring in people. And again, even if we do it online, if we can continue to help people, they don't have to necessarily come to Vancouver, because now with all the online meetings that we can have, people can connect online. And I mean, with COVID, that became huge with everybody meeting online. So now they're continuing to meet online. So I think that's still something that we can gather and continue to do. So, you know, and that's what with Web Series Canada, we're continuing to do that. So yeah, so it's super cool. We're super excited of what 2025 is going to bring.
I bet, yeah.
Because it's my age, 25.
Of course.
You know, no, but seriously, it's going to be a good year. So we're super excited. So, and then I'm really proud to be here today and share with the people that may not know too much about the Web Series. So we're hoping to help anybody that's curious, and then they can always, you know, get in touch with us after the festival as well.
Awesome.
This is off topic, but you look so much like Rachel Green from Friends.
Oh, well, we're related. No, I'm just joking.
Is she also from Alberta?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're sisters from same. No, I'm just kidding. I will start rumors. Let's start rumors.
Yeah, why not?
Let's start rumors. But thank you for that. I love you.
Let's make sure that Kamloops is not only but the best festival, but also the best place to start a rumor.
Let's do that. Let's.
Sure.
Okay, so Who is she to me? Yeah, we're
Second cousin once removed or something.
Exactly. Sisters from another mother? Yeah. Right? Same dad? No. Don't, Kate. Sorry I shared that, but don't tell anybody, you know. But yeah, no, thank you for that. I love you for that.
Well, have you heard that before?
No, but
really?
I've heard,
oh,
I heard somebody else actually. I've heard another
yeah.
actress. I forget her
oh,
name.
yeah, no, you look like her.
Yeah, see, I could be her. Maybe I am her, and I go by Suzette.
Don't do that to me. I'll get too nervous.
And I just go by Suzette under hidden, just as a hidden thing, you know. My other name when I'm in BC.
Right.
But and that's our little.
You're like a ninja.
Of course,
yeah. You knew that when I was coming, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you love our town.
I love it here. You know, I would come back any day. You know, and in fact, I might come back in a couple of days, just because this goes on for 10 days, doesn't it?
It is, absolutely.
Oh, see,
so many movies.
Stay around. It's going to be nice and warm.
3.5 hour. Oh, yeah. See, I'll just stay across the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I go to Vancouver, I'll call you.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'll give you my card. Should I just like?
Oh, I'm making friends.
Wait.
Oh, do you want to do something fun?
Yeah.
Oh, put the QR code up there.
Yeah, the QR code, right? See. Oh,
you can hold your phone up to your screen. Look at that interactive live streaming.
See, and then the back. Laughter is priceless. I can't even read this.
Imagination has no age.
No, I can read it, but it's the lighting. Imagination has no age. Dreams are forever.
Wow.
See?
They are forever.
I know, right?
And you're helping people's dreams come true.
See,
so we appreciate you.
Yes.
Really, truly.
Always,
we do.
right? So keep dreaming.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Thank you
Don't
so much.
give up.
No, do not. Never.
Don't, ever.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, I think she's trying to get rid of me. That girl over there.
We just throw tomatoes at the person.
Yeah. Let's get the tomatoes.
And the cane.
Okay. I love you guys. So we'll see you inside for the party.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Nice meeting you guys.
There's a party?
I think so. I don't know.
We'll have
over the street.
We'll have our own. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. See you
Nice
guys.
to meet you.
You too. Okay.
Bye.
And for folks, that was awesome, by the way. For folks not from Canada or not from British Columbia in particular, describe the city of Kamloops. Sometimes I call it Kamloops, and I catch trouble for that. It sounds like a cereal, Kamloops. Oh, can you give me my bowl of Kamloops, please?
Exactly.
It's colored.
Maybe cereal that they're going to have.
But it is a beautiful,
it's
beautiful
beautiful.
town.
Yeah.
How did you get to do that particular festival?
They reached out to us actually. They reached out to Web Series Canada and asked if there was anyone in Vancouver that could come and do a talk there. And yeah, coincidentally, we because we're in Vancouver and it's only, as you heard, a 3.5 hour drive. And yeah, no, it was fantastic. It worked out really well. And they've been a festival that's been going on for years, and it was a huge turnout for the festival and again for our talk, which was fantastic. So, and yeah, and Kamloops is a beautiful city. I mean, anyone who doesn't know Kamloops should just Google Kamloops, BC. And then like the Okanagan itself, like all the cities that are in the interior of British Columbia, it's if they're ever coming to visit, should go down and actually check out all the towns there. It's a lovely city. So yeah, so we just went for a couple days and for our talk, and of course for some of the other parts of the festival. And I hadn't been there for a few years, but it was lovely. So I would definitely go back. I mean, yes, for the festival itself, but just to go and visit Kamloops is beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. It is. We're very blessed in BC to have such gorgeous towns, and interesting people as well. This is just me. I was actually keeping track of and looking at the folks walking through behind you guys. And I just thought it was fascinating. A guy on a scooter and then, two guys and all these different people.
Yeah.
And I thought this gives the whole thing a bit of flavor. And it's like, it almost gives one an idea of the variation of characters and people that are in that town. I'm going to hand it over for a little bit to my co-host Cheryl, who has a whole whack of questions.
Okay.
Well, we'll see if there hasn't been any answer, but even if there has, I'll ask it anyway.
Excellent.
If we don't
Hear,
like
hear.
it, then I'll send my field reporter out in some poison ivy. We don't like them all, any of them. So now, from what was told to me is that you do like to give back to your community and to others. What charities do you take part in?
Well, one of the things, I mean, for years, I was actually a volunteer with Kids at Risk. Because I have a psychology degree, and and that was one of the things is I started right off the bat, and I worked with Kids at Risk. And I mean, and nobody wanted to ever work. They only wanted to work with girls like I think 11 and under, 12 and under, but nobody wanted to work with the teenagers. So I always worked with the teenagers. So I worked with Kids at Risk for 15 years, and it was magical. Like truly, I can't tell you what and I'm actually still in touch with a couple of the girls that were 15 at the time, or well, actually one was 13, one was 15, and now they're in their mid-30s. So it's like, I'll tell you, like, so that was something that I did for years and continue to do. And then I worked with one of the girls' nieces, and again, it was like, that was something I would it was like a dream come true, because it was like, if I could bring that and do it again and continue to do, well, I mean, and I still do, because I'm still with the families of the girls that I was with. So, and I would pay it forward, and it was volunteer, but I would like it because it was still in what I wanted to do with my psychology degree, So yeah, no, I would like, and then, so that was, to me, like, I know it sounds bizarre saying volunteer work, but like, I didn't get paid, but I didn't care. I didn't want to get paid. It wasn't about that. It was about being with these kids at the time. So yeah.
Very, very fulfilling. It just sounds, that's in your heart. I think always.
Yeah, no, and I loved it, and I would do it again. And like, well, I mean, I still do it because I know I work with the girls who, their moms, like they're their own moms, and they've got like, one of them's got 3 little kids. So I'm still always doing stuff with them. So it's like
family.
Yeah, it's like a family, like they're literally like family, which is super cool. It's like it's continued, just been in a different era, sort of thing. So it's super cool.
So did you start off then doing the psychology, and then how did you transition over to being executive producer and things?
Well, it's interesting because I owned a restaurant, the Bulldog Cafe, downtown Vancouver, and we sold it simply because the building was selling, but we didn't sell the Bulldog because it belonged to Amsterdam, the name, we know the owner very well. So we just sold the restaurant. And so when that was happening, and we know the buildings were going to get sold, I went back and got my degree in psychology. And so while that was happening, our road turns off a little bit. And so while that was happening, I was asked to start doing a pit, like if I wanted to work on another movie with a friend, or not even a movie, but a TV show. So while I was doing that, and I was still a volunteer, like I was still working with the kids because I'd finished my degree, because I finished it fast because I did summer school. So instead of 4 years, I only did it in 3. So when I was finished that, a friend of mine asked if I wanted to work on a show with him. So because of the show, that's when we submitted it to LA. And that's when I went down to LA to find out what was going on down there. And that's when I came back to Vancouver and started Vancouver Web Fest. So I just sort of went off on a little different road for a while. And again, the psychology background is still like super cool to have. Like, it doesn't matter again. And I still continue to volunteer with the Kids at Risk, because I mean, that alone, I put in all my own spare time with the girls, and like I would put in sometimes 10, 15, 20 hours a week with them, which was, and it's your own time. You can do it in the evenings, you can do it the weekends, you can do whatever you want. So, but I was working on Vancouver Web Fest from then on. So like, it was like super cool, so I was very happy with that.
So how many film festivals, I can talk, would you say you attend every year?
Well, it depends. Like, so I would, it depends what's going on, because I can attend the ones locally, but I remember going to TIFF in Toronto, and like, that was super cool. And then I would also go to NatP down in Florida, and they partnered with us here in when I had Vancouver Web Fest. And then I'd go down to the ones in California. And then I'd also go to the ones, like I would go to MIPCOM, MIPTV in France. And so, and then, so again, I probably go up to 10 to 15 a year, depending on where they were. Like the local ones, of course, like Vancouver Asian Film Fest here in Vancouver. Like, so all the ones that are here in local, Vancouver Short Film Fest, Whistler Film Fest. So those are the ones, and I also partnered with them when, so those are the ones that I attend frequently because they're local as well. So, and then the ones that I would go internationally, I'd go to them. The Banff World Media Fest I was just at last year. So yeah, so I'll go to them just because I'll get invited to them, or I'll attend them to meet people. So those are super exciting. I love
a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it mainly for the film festivals, or do you just travel for?
I do it. Well, I do it because to meet the people, for insight as well. Because if you don't go, you don't know. And
Right.
I go because some of them I've gone to once, and I may never go back because it's not. I mean this with respect. You don't go unless because if you don't, some people say don't ever go, but if I don't go, I don't know.
Right. And it might be for you. Maybe it wasn't for them.
Totally. And it has. And I've gone a couple times on purpose because of the people I met and what it did for Vancouver Web Fest, or for me personally, for, the business. So, and the people I met, like, ended up being really important in not just like in the business and in the future of where I've gotten as well and what I've continued to do. So those were huge. So, and then some, I might have skipped a couple of years and then went again because you didn't need to necessarily go every year. So
Right.
those were super important. And then what I got invited to, and where I became a speaker, and where I partnered with. So those were super important.
Oh, awesome. Now, I'm getting these out of the bolt bowl, so they're not in the order.
No worries.
All
I
right.
tell you all sorts of stories. Yeah.
Oh, good. Back to pets, because now I know that you have some. Do they give you any inspiration for anything that you might be doing?
Oh, yeah. Well, in fact, because of the people I met, that's where I got started into doing, like right now we're doing a documentary. We're doing actually a couple documentaries, and so it got me working into a field that I didn't think I'd ever work in. And so we're actually, and then some of the people I ended up meeting, like I ended up going down to Texas and meeting some amazing creators and amazing directors and people. And so now I'm working on a true story of a kid who was actually arrested and thrown in jail when he was 16 years old for a murder he never committed. There's 4 kids, 2 of them were murdered back in the early 90s, and he was set up and put in jail for he's like in his mid 40s now. He was let out and officially, like in 2018. But so we're doing a documentary, or sorry, we're doing an actual series on it. So, so these are the things. So like I said, it's amazing where, the paths will change again, depending on the people you meet. And I went down to Texas for something else. And I met this guy he ended up spending $750,000 US to get this kid out of jail because he found out that in fact this kid didn't commit the murders because he married this kid's brother's ex-wife. So it's a wild story. So it's like yeah, and this kid was interviewed by Dateline for 7 years. So like I've got all the footage, I've got the whole story, and so we're setting it up in Canada. So,
Now, where can we find these movies?
Well, they're not, like, we're still in the making of them. So when they are online, we'll be having another interview. No, just kidding.
Yeah, there you go. Is it on a certain place that you have to look for them, though? Any of them?
Well, these ones will most likely, they would probably, we're looking at, to be honest, I don't know if they're going to be HBO or, you know what I mean? Like they'll be something like that when the time comes. They'll be picked up by, because it'll be Dateline will be involved and stuff like that. So yeah, like they'll probably go down that road when they're picked up. So I mean, and they're still a ways away, just so you know. But we're in the beginning stages of working with them. So
something to look forward to.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty incredible right now.
Wow. Do you have any other hobbies?
Oh, I love my garden.
Yes.
Because I'm in New Westminster and I'm in a 1906 house. So and Disney filmed here in 2019 and they did a Disney Plus movie, Flora and Ulysses. They
Oh,
filmed at our house. So, you know, and they did a lot of stuff. I mean, they used our garden and they used our yard and stuff like that. And I just love our garden. Like we have a huge like side gardens and back garden and we have a lawn and stuff too. But so when I'm not doing whatever, I'm out in the garden. So I love my garden, you know.
flowers and do any vegetables?
No, I thought about that, but that's too much work. I just like the flowers.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm telling my friend to come over and do it. Help
Yeah,
me, I should say.
exactly, exactly.
She knows. Um, what advice would you give someone who's wanting to be in your field, like executive producer?
Yeah, follow your dreams. Like even if it's not the executive producer part, but like if it's like acting or doing a movie or like well, I say movie loosely, of course, like a web series or a TV show or anything, just follow your dreams. And if you don't know, like go on LinkedIn as well, because LinkedIn you can you know, you can become, you know, like friends is a loose word, but like you can connect with people in the industry and reach out to them. You'll be pleasantly surprised that people will accept your friendship, you know, you know, and you can actually talk to them. You can send them messages because that's what LinkedIn's all about, is connecting with people in the industry, like whatever industry you're going into, like say if it's in the film industry or whatever, and if it's a different type of industry, that's fine too. But definitely go to LinkedIn because that's what LinkedIn's all about, is the, you know, being in the industry itself, and reach out if you want to talk to somebody, just get advice, um, you know, connect in some way. It's shockingly supportive, you know, and for those who will do it, like maybe somebody is too busy, they don't go on LinkedIn, fair enough. But there are those that will literally reply and talk to you. And, you know, they may not, you know, meet up for coffee, but they'll talk to you. They might just, you know, whether it's just typing back or they'll talk to you on the phone or whatever. But I would say go, you know, follow your dreams. Like it's huge. Like follow your dreams and what you want to do and continue to do it because you'll get what you want.
That is, I like that they're actually willing to reach out to you.
They
I
are, they will.
There are people who will not in other ways because they don't want to give up any secrets or any information because
That's too bad, but this one for sure, because it's not competitive enough that you can't fall, you know, that they'll say, hey, definitely. And I've been a huge believer of that. And I'll meet up with like, and I know other people will too, by the way. And that's why I'm saying it, not just about me, but I know other people in the industry, they will give back because again, there's so much out there that they can't knock down somebody else. They can just help everybody up, you know?
that's awesome. Lifting up. That is awesome. Oh, are there any executive producers that you look up to or admire?
I think just like locally, I mean, there's so many that again have inspired me. And then of course there's the bigger, higher upper ones in the industry. Like, but I mean, nobody in particular. I think I've just always watched, like, I mean, there's shows I've watched or TV series or movies or whatever, but I think that I've always just looked at it and, you know, again, following my own dreams and following what I've looked at and thought, you know, if, you know, you just have to look at what you see in the future and where you see yourself at. And because I've always wanted to do something for the people that I work with, and again, people, if I can bring them, you know, and again, if I can help them, it does, you know, and if I can do stuff with them, and if not, again, just looking at the future and seeing what we can do together. And again, whether I bring the, you know, when the festival comes back in, and again, going back, and again, I've got somebody else helping me run it. But again, I always look at telling people and working with them, and if I can bring them into any of the shows I'm doing. And I think it's going to be just, again, another step forward into going into the next phase of whether it's like this year, next year, and the following years. And I will always be there for them. And that's super important. I mean, meaning as a friend and as a colleague and in any way. And again, I'm always, whenever I see stuff on, again, LinkedIn or anything, it's again always writing a positive comment just to
Right.
bring it forward, you know?
Right. Keep it going. Now,
Yeah.
to end my little segment. So I did not find out. My researcher did. I learned it from her. Porch Pirates. You had a family member who was in the news for it.
Oh my God, wasn't that funny?
Do tell.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Okay, so in Calgary, of course, right? So apparently she was expecting like a food delivery, you know, and like you could like not like, but you know, you make it yourself, like the food
Yeah.
that gets delivered and you make it yourself. So she was sitting literally, and apparently where she could sit at her, you know, in her kitchen and she could look out her front window. So she saw, and I don't know if they texted her too, saying they're doing the delivery. So she saw it delivered to her door, and as soon as the guy left, you know, dropped it off and was walking down the sidewalk, got in his car, right up behind him came the next person, like someone in the car, and then a girl came up to the door and grabbed the box. And she has a door camera, like, you know, it's like that's live. And so, oh my God. So she saw the other girl coming up to steal her box. And so she went running out, and the girl had already gone down the sidewalk. So it's actually my brother's niece, right? So she ends up going out, jumping the sidewalk down to chase after the girl. The girl ends up dropping the box and running off, and she got the license plate number, but because it just went viral, and because she was coming back towards the camera saying the license plate number as well. But anyways, because it was all on camera and she submitted it to, well, she called the police and everything, but it got submitted to Global TV. Apparently it went, well, it came to our global news here in Vancouver. So then I also put it on Facebook, and I also put it on TikTok, and I also, you know, and it went across Canada. I think it went into the States. I think it went viral. It had it went crazy. But it also was super cool because it also said to people like, yeah, definitely watch. Like, you know, like we have a door camera as well, right?
Yes.
Just if people drive by, walk by, I'm always getting, you know, things on my phone. But oh my God, the people, like imagine this girl just coming up and thinking, oh, well, there's the food delivery. Like, I don't know if she follows that car around for food deliveries.
Probably.
Like if they, you know, or what their thing was, but thank God, you know, she could just go, and she went out and jumped over her sidewalk, went running down, grabbed the box, or you know what, and then she actually continued, like she just left the box on the sidewalk. She got the girl their license plate number. Like I still wanted to follow up to find out if that car ever got charged or anything.
There's your next film.
Oh, see?
There's your next film.
My next reality TV
ending.
show. Yeah, see the reality TV show. What happens to these people? Like, did that? Because I mean, that's just not cool. Like, what if she just happened to have not been watching? The food would have been gone.
And you've been like, where is it? And then you're, you know, calling the company where to go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then they would have said it was delivered. Then she would have checked on her camera and saw all that happen. But then and then maybe they would have redelivered. I don't know how that all works, but it was the funniest film. Like,
would you have done that?
Just that she did it, right?
Would you have done that?
Oh, if I would have seen it, but the thing is like, because she could see out the window to boot, you know, like, oh, I probably would have run out and, you know, chased them. Like,
there you go.
You know, it's the Alberta. I don't know if I should brag about Alberta. Somebody told me I shouldn't brag about Alberta, but I still do.
Why not?
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm like, I always say in that, like that last video you guys saw, I'm like, oh, but I did escape 25 years ago. And I'm just joking. I moved to Australia back then. So I went from Alberta, Australia, Vancouver, Amsterdam, Vancouver. I keep coming back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, see, you always come home, right?
That's right. See, you know, that's right. That's what I say. Always back, you know.
Right.
But yeah, but that was a pretty wild video though, of, you know, of her running after these people that stole her food. And she got her food back. You know,
they won't be doing that again.
It's pretty funny. So, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Awesome. Well, it was nice talking with you. I'm going to send it back to Dr. Laqua.
Oh no, it was awesome. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl, for that. Amazing. And thank you, researcher. I always thank her as well, but that's Michaela Lynn. There she, you can see her hand. I often say it's like a puppet hand that comes out and then it's gone again. Um, we were going to show a video. It's kind of a vignette or montage of the photos you supplied to me, but we've run out of time. Probably the next time you come on, we'll share that because you're with a lot of interesting people. And
Oh, my people, yes.
yeah. So we'll do that next time. But I want to thank you, Suzette, for coming on this day. How can people contact you if they want to?
Well, there's the Facebook, LinkedIn. Also, if they want to email me, it's Suzette at laquaproductions.com.
Excellent.
Too bad I don't have a little thing there.
You will. When I finish editing it, it'll say
Oh,
at the
thanks. I
bottom.
appreciate that. Yeah. So just, yeah, Suzette at Laqua Productions, like plural at the end, .com. And of course, Suzette Laqua, on Facebook, like first, like I'm just myself everywhere. Same with on LinkedIn. So I've always got just my first and last name, nothing special or fancy, and kudos to those
Excellent.
who do that, but I'm just me. So
I
if you're,
love it. I love it. Thank you so much once again, Suzette. You
well,
are a
thanks for having
light.
me.
You add so much to every show and everything you participate in. You're greatly appreciated. And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Oh,
You'll
for
come
sure.
back.
Well, thank you. And thanks everyone for joining us. I appreciate everybody.
Thank you. Stick around, Suzette, even though you'll be off camera. We're going to have the after chat. If you want to stick around, we'll
Yeah,
see
no,
you soon.
absolutely. No, absolutely.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And there we go. That was so cool. I loved your questions, Cheryl. It really
Thank
got
you.
me going. And especially, I don't know where Mick got that info about the video and about the person running after the
Oh, that was,
thief.
yeah, that went, I had it on Facebook, but I had it on TikTok and stuff as well. So it was pretty cool, actually. It was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Cheryl, thank you once again for
Thank you.
being my super co-host this week.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you soon. We'll probably see you on the Wednesday Open Mic Magic Show.
Yes, you will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I want to thank all of you as well out there for joining us this day. Um, we do it for you. That's the only reason why we do it. We do it to give back. And do watch the Open Mic Magic Theater. It's on every Wednesday. Check Facebook, look it up on Facebook. And next Friday, we're back to my usual schedule. It will be my Dr. Michael Magic Emporium featuring some of the greatest magicians in the world. And the next day on Saturday, we're back to the new season of Magical People Live, a brand new season where Paul Abbey kicks things off. He's a very gifted magician, but more than that, he also is a Tai Chi instructor, and we'll chat a wee bit about how Tai Chi will not only improve the quality of your life, but will probably improve your performances as well. I want to remind everybody that your hopes, dreams, and wishes will unlock your heart, mind, and soul. Keep on dreaming, keep on wishing. We'll see you all really soon. Thank you all.